Hi, Broadway fans. We're back for round 2, or I should say round 3 of Hairspray. We're talking the movie, so don't go too far.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk.
Hi, Broadway fans. We're back for another week of Hairspray. I should say we're back for the 3rd time for Hairspray. It's Hairspray the movie this time. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Broadway Breakdown.
Oh, man. I love this song so much.
I love it when John Travolta's not there.
Wow, we are starting off real good.
I was just going to say, like, it's just a showstopper. Like, it's like you're waiting, and then you're, like, pretty much at the halfway point, and it's just all this fun and all this upbeatness, and you're like, yes.
Well, it's my favorite because it's just like not seeing the Supremes, but like, you know, bringing them into the mix, and that's always my favorite part of the play.
The Dynamites.
Yeah, the Dynamites. So, yeah, I love it.
Hi, guys. I'm Briana Phipps. I'll be your host for this show. You can find me at bphipps14 on Instagram and Twitter, and we have a more than full house, so let me get started introducing my amazing co-hosts.
Hello, I'm Allie Nasta. You can find me on Twitter at Allie Nasta and on Instagram at Allie Girl.
I'm 123 Jackie B on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Alexis Torris. You can find me where all shenanigans will ensue at atorres890.
And on the couch.
Hi, I'm Becca Brown. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Becca B Talks TV.
All right, guys, this is fun.
I'm excited.
We have so many people. It's gonna be so much fun.
It's a party.
I love it.
If you have fun here, that means you come back for other shows that we're doing.
Yes, for sure.
I'm calling you out on air.
But only if you like the other shows or have seen the other shows we're doing.
Definitely know about the other.
So let's just start. Let's go over kind of like an overview of what we thought of the movie. Just like a quick synopsis. What did you think, Alexis?
To be honest, now rewatching the film, I still like it. It's just that obviously there's a few things that I'm kind of like, you didn't take. There's a lot of things from the play that you didn't take, and they did things that were different. Stupid picture frame. But other than that, I enjoyed the fact that because I looked a lot of the behind the scenes stuff too, and a lot of interviews and stuff. The cast actually had a really good time on there, so just you can kind of see it through film as well. So I don't know. I thought it was great, and I also like the director too because he used to be part of. So You Think You Can Dance and things like that. So I don't know. I thought it was fine.
Miss Jacque, shaking your head.
I agree.
I'm gonna move out. It's cool.
No. I agree with Alexis on like her assessment of it, where like she likes some things, she didn't like some things. That's where I'm at. But like I feel like because of Adam Shankman, I can't have nice things.
Sure.
Because he ruined Rock of Ages, and to me,
Is he the one that did Rock?
Yeah, he is the one that did Rock of Ages. Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't know
hope your
that.
worldview has changed.
Yeah.
You're like, things are different now.
Yeah. And I mean, I like some of the casting, but one of the things he wanted to do was remove the too much campiness in this. And I'm like, why would you want to remove the camp from Hairspray? Which is my biggest problem with some of the numbers, is they become less campy. Some of the performances become less campy. And then you're like, well, what is this? I don't understand.
And Allie, what are your takeaway from it?
I personally loved it. Like, ever since like the first time watching it and then rewatching it, I just get butterflies in my stomach and I find myself smiling the whole time because I'm really cheesy like that, and I just love all the numbers. I love the bright colors. It makes me excited. All of the musical numbers, me and my roommate were talking about it, how we just like, I can't stop smiling. So I personally, there's obviously certain things throughout the movie that I'm like, could have gone with or without, but overall, I'm a huge fan.
And Becca on the couch, what'd you think?
Like Allie said, it's like a feel-good movie. It makes me happy. The cast, I thought, was really good. I love Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody?
Saw that coming.
I love his face.
So, James Marsden, too.
Yes, he was the highlight of
Yes.
this entire movie.
He's
So
one of
good.
the most, I feel like, underrated actors of
He
our
is.
generation.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, go see Westworld. He's so good in Westworld. He's so good in everything he
He's good in
does.
everything,
And I don't think he gets enough roles
for
or enough
Cyclops.
praise.
He doesn't. No,
We're going to
not
talk about
enough
James
recognition.
Marsden. Don't worry. We're going to get there. I am with you two a little more. I will say, the first time I saw this movie was in theaters in 2007, and I disliked it so much I hadn't seen it since until this past week when I rewatched it for the show.
Yep.
That being said, to not be negative, I did appreciate it more this time and liked more about it this time than I did the original time I watched it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I will say that.
But you also saw a really good touring cast. So
I did.
I feel like that might
I was a
inform-
little jaded.
Yeah.
Because I was like, my touring cast was amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, Aaron Tveit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
like, we don't have to talk about that because it
If
makes me
there's a
sad that you
man
got
to make
see
you
it.
swoon,
Yeah.
he's it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love him.
So let's talk about the cast. Let's get into the cast. So we have Nikki Blonsky playing Tracy, who is an unknown, which I love. I love that they do this.
Yeah,
I thought she was really good.
I thought she was amazing. There's something about her, just watching her energy and her facial expressions. She just is. She's got so much talent, and you can see it throughout the movie. And she kind of, whenever she walks into a scene, even though it's not live, you feel like it should be live because she just brings so much to everything she does. I think she's just so quirky and cute and just really sparks.
I was very surprised. I thought her career was going to take off after this film, and I don't know if it was a personal decision on her end or what, but she doesn't. You don't see her anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even think she's working in the business.
I think
No.
part of this has to do with the way that we treat bigger, full-figured women in this industry. And we put them into niches, and we say you have to play this specific type of role, and we only give that role to certain actresses over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's hard for a newcomer to break in.
Yeah, I think she did do a couple TV show spots after Hairspray came out, and then eventually she just kind of died out
Yeah,
after that.
I think I saw her a couple times. I can't even remember the last one I saw her in, but I did see her, but then it just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah, because she tried to play like kind of, not a fat Amy, but like the fact that she was trying to play like an edgy, best friend chick, and it didn't work out very well for her.
I just
So,
wish
not in a bad
I
way.
wish that she'd at least even gone to Broadway because I thought that her voice was amazing.
Oh
Yeah, even if you saw her auditions, because she won through a contest that they were doing, I think.
Cold Stone was when she got. She was
I
working
know,
out when she got
so
told.
cute. I still love that video. I think it's still on YouTube also. But yeah, I think she. I don't know. I don't think she even said anything in her interviews that she wanted to be a Broadway star. I don't know. It was very interesting.
I don't know. I just would like to see her come back.
Yeah,
For sure.
She has plenty of talent.
There was only one part about her that I didn't like, and it wasn't her. It was a directorial choice or a song choice or whoever came up with it, and it's just me being nitpicky and me being a little too
I
much
know what
about the
you're talking
original.
about. Yeah.
The original music goes oh, and in the live version and this version they changed it to oh. And I don't know why. For me, it bugs me. It's me being nitpicky. It's me being a little bit too much, but. I was just like, why are you changing it? It's changing the flow of the song for me.
I don't know.
And then we have John Travolta playing Edna.
Yes.
You guys have some feelings about him. I thought he brought so much love and kind of it was, I can't even explain it. It was like a sense of, I felt like motherly love, and I could really get that out of him. I will say when I first heard he was at that role, I kind of was angry. Like, why? Why would you do that? Because you have this image of who John Travolta is. And I will say a little bit in the whole movie, all you see is John Travolta. So you kind of have to separate yourself from those feelings. But I did love, he gave this motherly love to it, and I thought he was cute. Like, oh, I got lovingness out of him.
My problem with John Travolta, I like John Travolta and other things. I like him in Grease. I like him.
Saturday Night.
I like him in Saturday Night Fever.
Pulp
I was totally blanking out.
Michael,
but
the Angel One.
Oh yeah, I did
all
like
of them.
that.
I like all of his past things, but the problem I have is that you have him in a role that is traditionally played by people who are more professional drag queens, and there are so many professional drag queens out there that could have done better than he did, that it made me angry. It made me angry the way that he plays the character more like a victim. I hated that whole sub-storyline where it's like the almost cheating plot line before you have Christopher Walken singing that song instead of them just like truly being in love.
Yeah.
And the fact that he wore prosthetics for the role instead of just being
Which he was not, that was during the time when he was a little bigger.
He is a little bigger, and the prosthetics look weird. You could have hired an actual, I have a list of like big drag queens that I would have liked to see play the role. Vicky Vox, Darian Lake, Delta Work. There was one Delighted to Be Here who was on America's Got Talent like a year or two ago.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That I think would have done this role really well, and to give it to someone just because they're a big name was so irritating to me.
For me, it's like, I don't even know there was a couple acting choices for him that I didn't like. One was him making it a little
And
more
his
feminine.
accent.
Yeah,
What
that
was
was the other thing I was
People
gonna
from
say.
Baltimore do not talk like that.
It was a little weird because there's little things he says like no. What is it? It's like the way. It's like
I can't even do it.
yeah, I can't either.
Now-
It's like no.
Now,
Well, and I know
no.
Kathy Bates did it as well in American Horror Story. So I don't know if that is something that maybe like a long time ago accent from Baltimore. I'm not sure. But if you're gonna make that choice, I feel like the rest of the cast has to be talking like that. They're all from Baltimore, so why does only one person
because
have an
Bynes is
accent?
different.
As a person who lived in Maryland for a very long time, there is an accent from Baltimore. He tried in certain instances to have it. Like if you wouldn't say Baltimore, you'd say Baltimore. You would say, you pronounce your O's like this, kind of. Boat to what, like kind of like that. But then he mixed in this like Southern accent. So I was like, I don't know why it's like half Baltimore, half Southern, but he's the only person in the cast doing this.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of in the middle because I'm also in the same boat because I was just like, I don't know what you're trying to. I thought John Travolta was having a stroke for a majority of the film, but at the same time, I liked that he was also kind of excited that he was in this role. Like you can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I missed.
Because he didn't get to be closeted for a movie. It
Yeah,
it
that was great.
nice
Good for him.
He came out of the closet for one
but,
movie.
But the thing is, the one thing I missed from the movie that they did really well in the live taping that just came out was the fact that you can see the love between Edna
Wilbur.
Yeah. So because even though that's probably why I like Harvey so much is because you can see it, even though there's a lot of sass happening.
I also really just like the fact that we know it's a man. I like that there's parts where Harvey Firestone would get all deep and be like, what do you mean? Like,
that's
he would,
true.
it's a terrible impersonation.
No, but I know what you
he
mean.
He'd be very masculine, and I thought John Travolta was very feminine in the
very.
role.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate, I liked that they brought him in with dancing.
Yes.
Because that is one thing that we don't
See
literally the only thing I liked, and it's just because it's John Travolta and he's a very good dancer.
Yeah, I loved their numbers together on the roof while they're doing laundry, just like the twirling and then having
Or the
them
Mama Walker in
change.
the 60s, the dancing
Yeah,
part.
it was cute.
It was very cute.
Yeah.
What about you, Becca?
I'm thinking my opinion's unpopular.
It's fine. It's our opinion.
This
That's
is
what
a safe.
it's about.
This is a safe place. You can say whatever you want.
Look, an opinion cannot be wrong.
Yeah.
It's an opinion.
It's true.
No, I think that John Travolta brought like joy in the movie, and I actually was, when I was rewatching it before watching Hairspray live, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot John Travolta.
You forgot because he had 800 prosthetics on his face. So.
Well, yeah, that.
And his legs and his arms and his body.
Right.
His entire.
I'm like, I
body.
forgot that was John Travolta.
It's okay.
I think that you brought up a good point. Is that like you forget that he's supposed to be like a drag queen?
Yeah.
Because when I watched the movie the first time, I didn't understand because I hadn't seen the live version yet, or like I hadn't seen
Yeah.
it. So I was basing it fully off of, oh, this is Hairspray. I'm watching it, no opinions. So I thought he was supposed to just be a more like a bigger mom. I didn't realize it was supposed to be a drag queen that was playing him. So I can understand why people that had seen the Broadway version beforehand,
Or even the original movie.
yeah, exactly. That you could be like, whoa, you're trying to totally change a character who I've grown to understand, and you know what I mean? So I can understand where you're coming from.
I mean,
for
you're
that.
definitely, it's going to be a different take with people that haven't seen the
Yeah.
show and people that have.
And that's the whole point of making these movies, is to bring people who've never seen the musical into it, and then they can do research after.
Yeah.
pretty much. But
Totally.
Jennifer Lee Wells in the chat actually said the last time she saw Nikki was in Smash.
Oh,
Apparently she was in it for like one episode.
How did I miss that?
She, like I said, she's got jet black hair. I think her makeup's a little
I have to
heavier.
go back and rewatch Smash.
And going back to Nikki, she wrapped a movie earlier this year
Shut
called
up!
Dog Years.
God, I'm so happy now.
Called Dog Years.
Dog years.
It's in post-production.
Nice.
It's on
So
IMDb.
Alrighty.
It's okay, so she's getting
guess,
business.
yeah.
It's just she's probably taking a break or something like that.
Okay.
Good for her.
So moving forward, we then have Michelle Pfeiffer playing Velma Von Tussle.
Okay, guys. I'm a huge Michelle Pfeiffer fan.
I liked her.
Huge.
Because
like,
of Grease 2, admit it.
and also she was like my favorite Catwoman besides the lady who played Catwoman in the 60s.
The original series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's hard for me because at the same time I'm kind of like
Halle
I'm
Berry's not
cringy.
your favorite Catwoman?
Huh?
Halle Berry wasn't your favorite Catwoman?
Oh, we don't
That
want to talk
movie was
about that. We
terrible.
don't have time for this. I will take up the entire 2 hours. But the fact of just there was a little like that's why I really liked Kristen Chenoweth in this role because she's supposed to be over dramatic. That's the whole point of the role. Michelle Pfeiffer didn't really do that. She was just kind of kind of a bitch.
See, I actually appreciated the way Michelle Pfeiffer played it. Like, I like both ways. But I just like the way, because she made me feel like she was still the queen. I feel like the other ways is like, they're like reaching for their past life of like when they were. And she's like, honey, I'm still on top.
Well, Chenna's a comedian, though, so she plays everything pretty tongue-in-cheek, and Michelle Pfeiffer is not a comedian.
Yeah, like, I think I could appreciate both different ways of playing it. I don't think that either are wrong. I think that they're both fun. And I mean, her voice, obviously, she doesn't have Kristen Chenoweth's voice. Nobody does.
But I loved her scene of how we got to actually see what it looked like being Miss Baltimore Crabs. And even though we were like, okay, Michelle Pfeiffer, we can totally tell this wasn't in the past, but it doesn't matter.
She looks exactly.
Great. You look exactly the same. But it was kind of cool, like, because I always found the baton twirling really fun, because usually whoever plays the role can do it. So I was like, oh, look at you, Michelle Pfeiffer. I'm so proud of you. So I don't know. I thought it was fine. I guess there's something happening. Anyway, so
There's Star Wars happening?
Maybe Indiana Jones. I
it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But I'm so sorry.
Same thing.
but
Not the same thing.
But you know what I mean. But the fact that she played this sexy role, and it was a little awkward to see her and Christopher Walken trying to flirt. Like, it was a lot for me.
That was awkward.
Yeah,
that was a really awkward
like,
scene.
Speaking
I was
about,
like, no.
Yeah, let's move on to Christopher Walken now. Christopher Walken played Wilbur, and
not my favorite Wilbur.
Yeah, I don't like what they did with Wilbur.
Yeah.
No.
Because he's supposed to
adore her.
I like.
Yeah.
It was kind of like there was kind of a separation between the two, and it was like a give and take, you know. It wasn't like a genuine like connection. It was just kind of like, okay, like the mom's talking and then Wilbur's talking, and then it was just kind of, or sorry, not the mom, Edna, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of this like, you wanted to see them love each other, and you would see it, and then it would kind of go away. Yeah, there was like a wall between them.
I really hated that they changed the line, because in the play, and they did it in the live version, when he's talking to Tracy in the beginning, and he's like, you need to reach for your dreams. I got my dream. And he like looks at her and he goes, I've been married to her for this long. And it's such a sweet moment. And in this one, they're like, the Hardy Horror Shop. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
We didn't even
and then she walks away all like sad and depressed. I'm like, what is happening right now?
That was weird. That whole changing of that backstory, I feel like destroyed their relationship. And to me, I said this in the last show I did here about the Broadway show, where I love that song that they have together, Timeless to Me, because it shows that they love each other no matter what, and that's to me what a real relationship is, and it just ruined that.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of got a little bit of it towards, not the end, but like in the You Can't Stop the Beat, where he's like, go get it, baby. Yeah. Like, that's like the only time where you saw that he clearly loved her, but the entire movie.
The other time it seems like he's just too preoccupied with his shop.
But like, that's what I loved about Martin Short, was because he just, like, even though he doesn't have to growl at her the entire movie, he did. It was awesome. But that's
Canadia's finest.
But yeah, sorry, Becca. Go ahead.
I know it's hard on the couch, like it's hard to like.
Yeah,
comparing the movie to what we just saw with the live version, I thought Martin Short was just a billion times better.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. He had this spark
Wilbur.
about him.
Yeah, he's Martin Short.
And he has great chemistry with Harvey First.
Yeah, when they paired them two together, I was like, this is going to be good.
Yeah. I mean,
so moving on, sorry to cut it a little short, I just know that we have a lot to get through. Amanda Bynes, we have for Penny.
I
adore her.
Now, see, when I originally watched it, I didn't like her just because she didn't have the power behind her voice that Carrie Butler has. But I let that go this time, and I was like, you know what? I actually do really like her in this part.
She did a great job.
She could have tanked really bad. Like, let's be honest. But I think she did good. Like there's no other way I can put it. It's not like the greatest thing, but it's not the worst thing. She did okay.
I think she like captures like the awkwardness and the quirkiness so perfectly that you can't help but, even though she doesn't say anything sometimes in the scene, you just look at her facial expressions and you can't help but laugh.
She just had like that blink, like.
Yeah. Or like the awkward like
face. She
does
that well.
But also the funny thing that I found with Amanda Bynes was every time she was looking at seaweed, it looked like she wanted to eat him. It was great.
That is
it's true.
She looked in love.
Like, I love that there's a point in time, because on my mom's TV compared to the TV I have at home, it's much smaller. So when you watch the TV version, when they put the movie up, they kind of like scale it down. So at one point there's a zoomed in shot of her on her lollipop and like twirling her hair, looking at seaweed during Run and Tell That. And it's just her face, and she's just like, like, it like threw me off, but I just love that she like put that in there. She probably was in the background. Yeah. I was like, good for you, girl. Good.
And then we have Queen Latifah playing Motormouth Maybelle.
Yes.
And she is my mom forever. I love her.
She is queen for a reason.
Yeah, she's definitely.
She was great. absolutely great. I Know Where I've Been is, I can play that song at any point in time and I still cry because you can hear the hurt and also the fact that she, like the determination, all of it into one song.
And like I said, the only problem I had with Jennifer Hudson in the TV one is that she's not big anymore.
Yeah,
she's skinny.
I
Queen
completely
Latifah
agree.
was a nice big woman.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Hudson did a great performance. It's just, it really is hard to take somebody seriously when they're like, eat all this food. And you're like, Jennifer Hudson, you are not eating that food. I know it.
Yeah, she's got like a protein shake in the back
You
somewhere.
got your Jenny Craig going
Yeah,
on.
Right?
there.
See,
It's
for
fine.
me, when Jennifer Hudson, I literally was so astounded by her performance
Yeah,
that
I
I
was.
didn't even care about like the kind of like differences between it. Her performance
It's just
brought me
hard
to tears.
But no, and I've always been a fan of Jennifer Hudson, but for someone who, I mean, I'm curvy, I'm not big, but I used to be big, and in my brain, seeing her sing that song, it made me feel like I can be beautiful even though I'm big. Same thing with Edna and Tracy
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah.
that. But then when I see Jennifer Hudson, who
Knowing
has a
she
personal,
used to be big.
and then she has a personal trainer, she diets, she does
Look,
all these things.
all I wanted
it's hard.
was them to change the line to "I never let this get in my way" to "When I was big, I never let it get in my way." That's all I
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
Change that one line,
Just
and it
that
would have
one thing.
worked.
I mean, again, Jennifer
And don't
Hudson can
pretend
do no
you're
wrong.
eating all the chicken wings in the scene either. Like, I was like, this is a lie.
But besides the fact that Jennifer Hudson can outsing anybody
Oh my gosh.
so
on
good.
this planet,
Oh my gosh.
I will
So
love that
good.
forever.
No, like acting,
So-
singing wise, like, whoa.
Oh no,
Yeah.
she's got that
Yeah.
in
Queen as well as.
in tenfold. Like it's fine.
I was just like, that exists in real life, like when she was singing.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
but back to Queen Latifah, she did an amazing job too. I think both of those scenes are so powerful, and it is interesting to see two different people portray such a powerful song and really just like bring you feel like you're in the scene with them. And
Yeah,
feel
I mean,
like
this
it's really
is
hard
the
to
like,
do.
this is the show stealing role.
yes, correct.
Yeah,
And
This
she
is
did
the
it.
11 o'clock. This is the person who has the 11 o'clock number that you were talking about, and it's interesting too because they made a change to have her singing this song while like to have her singing the song while they're doing that like protest scene
instead of doing
versus
before.
what they did on Hairspray Live, where she has like this kind of speech in the record shop. And I thought both ways, like both interpretations, one is like a bold, powerful move, and the other one is like a quiet moment in the rain. And I think they both played equally well for different reasons.
Yeah, I agree.
And then moving on, we have, like we were talking about, James Marsden. That
Yeah.
was a great choice for Corny Collins.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet
and,
Jesus.
I'm in love with
Star.
him. Like he can just smile anytime, and I'm just gonna be like, oh.
He played
And,
that role so freaking well.
like outstanding,
Yeah.
and his voice, like you would never really expect him to like have such a powerful
Well,
voice.
he was in Enchanted.
And shit, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
did you
that's
hear those runs he was doing when he goes, that's
Yes.
like, I was like, oh!
Yeah. Like, please, can we get more of him? Like just
Yeah.
singing. If he needs to be in more roles where he's
But I-
put out like
I
that.
totally
More
agree
roles,
with you that
period.
he's very underrated.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
so talented, and I feel like people
And
always
extremely
want to.
handsome.
Yeah, I mean, well, I
Just
think
a little handsome.
that you know he always gets these like man Barbie roles, but I'm like I feel like James Marsden could do
He's
more.
more.
Totally.
He was in that new cowboy film.
oh,
And like, I was so disappointed because they
I forgot
built
what it's
him, and
called.
like, I'm not going to ruin the film, but he's only in it for a very short period of time.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Like, what? Like, no, not the film. I can't remember what his like exact role was, but like, yeah, I know what film
He's
you're
really
talking
good in
about.
Westworld.
Yeah,
He
he was
was-
very good in Westworld.
Also in The Best of Me, he broke my heart.
Yes, he did. I don't want to talk about it. Okay.
And then we have Brittany Snow and Zac Efron. I'm going to group them together as
No.
Amber
Why
and
did they
Link.
cut her song when she can sing? That was
yeah,
such
that
a weird
was
choice.
weird.
Yeah.
I liked her in the role. I thought she
No,
played
no,
it
she
very
was
well.
great.
But they
I-
cut that Cootie song, but she can
No,
sing.
yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
weird.
That was the thing I was
They
really
had it at
nice
the
with.
end.
They did, because they did put in nicest girl in town.
Because it's
Yeah,
on
Or
the
new girl in town.
soundtrack.
Not
Yes,
nicest girl.
they put New Girl in Town,
but
which I also
she's
liked.
singing it with like other people instead of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
having it be-
upset
Oh, yeah,
about
they-
it.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be like not like her big number, but that's the one where she shines the most. And I thought
Yeah.
it was weird that they were like, let's just put it in the album from somebody else.
Right.
So
Yeah, and then the credits.
And for me,
Yeah.
like Link, I like Link, but I just feel like Link is a very like meh character in the play.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
there. He's there for a purpose, but he's not someone that is gonna like stand out.
yeah,
No,
because
he's-
even
Just
in
in
the-
It Takes Two, and then they pretty much cut that.
yeah, because yes, because in the musical, you can fawn over him just as much as like the girls are doing in the musical, and you can love it and things like that. But his character never stood out like in my mind because I'm like, oh yeah, Link, the
He's
the
Conrad
love
Birdie
interest.
and
Yeah,
Bye Bye Birdie.
that's it.
He's the same thing. He's
yes.
Elvis.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
there.
Well,
he's the role that most women have in plays, which is like, I appreciate this flip of the script where you have all these kind of different countercultural types of people in the main roles, and then the one guy who's like the lead heartthrob guy role is like the role that everybody's like, whatever.
Yeah. You just didn't look pretty.
It's funny because rewatching it too, when you think back, when I think of Hairspray, I'm like, oh, Zac Efron. But then when you rewatch it and you really just focus in on him, he really doesn't do that much.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, he comes in a scene and you almost forget he's there, which is kind of strange considering, like, I love Zac Efron and I think he's fantastic. But just, like, in the scenes that he is in, when you rewatch it thinking back at that, you're like, huh, Link's just there, like,
Yeah, he's just pretty.
like, he just sits
pretty.
there and smiles,
No,
and then,
it's
like,
true.
randomly he'll throw in a line.
It's funny because they actually used this movie because they were about to film High School Musical 3, and at this point in time, his singing vocals were not very good. In High School Musical 1 and 2, they had to, like, kind of put
Well, the
it
first
with
one
another
he didn't
person.
sing.
Yeah, the
No,
first
no,
one he
they
didn't
took someone
sing.
totally different. I can't remember the singer's name.
Drew Seeley.
Thank you. I love him. But the fact that they were like, okay, if you do this musical, we want to actually hear you sing. And so he actually went to vocal training and all that kind of stuff, even though he only did 2 songs.
He sounds good though.
But he did better from High School Musical 3. It taught him how to be better at it. And then after that, he was like, no more musicals.
Yeah.
Interesting fact about the not singing thing.
Yeah.
Is that in Garrett Clayton's Disney movie, he didn't sing in the first one either.
Yup. Yeah.
All right. There you go.
He
The curse
didn't-
of the
he
Lynx.
he never liked his voice, and now when he did Hairspray, he worked on it, and then he's like, okay, but
to
I'm
be
still
fair
not
to
doing it
Matthew
anymore.
Morrison though, he can sing. So.
Oh yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, sorry, TV and
TV
movie.
TV and movies
versions
just
of-
never.
like-
Nope. But
And Matthew
this,
Morrison's an amazing.
but this
singer.
next person, I knew about his voice. So as soon as I heard he was in this
Elijah
movie,
Kelley.
I lost
Yeah.
my mind. He is fantastic.
We tried to get him in here. Unfortunately, his schedule didn't work out. He's a friend of one of the hosts here, but yeah, he did an amazing job as
Yeah,
the-
I used to
So
go to
talented.
his family's church or something like a long time ago, so I used to listen to him sing there, and then all of a sudden I was like, wait, what? He's
Yeah,
in this
really
movie?
good.
All I could think though during most of this movie is like, how many showers does it take to get that grease out of his hair?
I don't even want to know. It's rough because I've like
Rough
it's not
life.
like hair glow like that stuff that you would see in like Coming
And for
to
some
America,
reason, like,
but
yeah,
it sucks.
his was seemed a lot more intense than like.
I think
even,
it's a
like,
mixture
boys.
of grease and a little bit of gel and hairspray. Like that's what they usually do to get that
Like,
perfect curl and then bring it back. But that's just from guys that I know that make their hair look like that. They could have used something totally different.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest. It makes your head hard as a rock. It's terrible.
And then we also had Allison Janney as
I love her.
Pingleton's mother,
I
Prudence
love her.
Pingleton.
She was great.
Yeah, she was great.
loved
She was
it.
the perfect choice for that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also had great cameos. We had Jerry Stiller, who was the original Wilbur in the '88 film. We had Ricky Lake.
Yep.
John Waters as the
As the Flasher.
As the Flasher.
I loved it.
and then even Marissa Jarrett Wincor and Harvey Feinstein and Corey Reynolds, who was the original Seaweed, they all made appearances, not visually, but they sang on the credits.
They did. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I like that they did include those things for like the fans of the film and the of the play.
Yeah.
Moving on, let's talk about the cut songs. So we cut "Mom, I'm a Big Girl Now."
No.
I'm gonna put "It Takes Two." I'm putting "It Takes Two" because it got this much of
It
the
did.
song. "Big Dollhouse," and I wrote "Mom, I'm a Big Girl Now" twice. That's how much I was
That's
upset
how
about.
Okay, that's one of my favorite
And
songs.
Cooties.
Yeah.
The reason I heard that they did that was this was part of Adam Shankman's plan to take camp out of a campy
Yeah.
musical,
Yeah.
where he didn't like the 3 split screen.
Yeah,
and
I read that too.
He just didn't want to do it, and I'm like,
I just love that song so much that I just was really disappointed.
Yeah,
that it
me
wasn't there.
too.
I thought having it in the live show, it like pieces things together for you at an earlier
Yeah.
stage
Yeah.
rather than like waiting to like
Yeah.
hear more
Yeah.
and like kind of see the differences between them and their moms or like what they actually want and their
Well, I like that
characters.
it shows that each of them have issues with their mom, and their mom is
'cause
each
I
trying to
didn't
control
like-
their life in a different way.
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah.
didn't like that they didn't have Amber and her mom see what their problems were until like the very end. It's like,
Yeah.
Mom, you're
But-
so
and-
controlling.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
we could have known that.
It's like you're supposed to like
earlier.
be like, oh, they all can relate to each other
Yeah,
on
that's what I was
some
gonna
level.
say.
Yeah.
That it shows that all the
Yeah, 'cause
girls,
then-
teenage girls relate to each other.
No, I completely agree because the fact that when you come back to You Can't Stop the Beat, when even though we didn't get that yes you can moment,
Yeah.
it didn't matter because then we got to see the Brittany Snow reacting to Twitch, the guy who played that dancer, having a connection. She's like, "Oh, stop it!" And she's like, "I don't care, Mom. We lost. Who cares?"
Yeah.
But like, it would have been better if we just had them just get into the groove, just like.
It also just goes with they cut a lot of her singing out.
Yep.
When
Yeah.
she can sing.
Yep.
She's in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend now, singing.
Yeah.
And then we have added songs. We have Lady's Choice.
How do we feel about that? Because I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it.
I don't mind it.
I didn't mind it. I just don't like that they cut other songs to make room for it.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And then we had The New Girl in Town, which I thought was a really I
enjoyed the
liked that
harmonizing.
song.
Yeah.
I liked that it transitioned from the white to the black girls.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I understand why it wouldn't work in the play because it was originally written for the musical, and they were like, it won't work. It doesn't add anything to the storyline, but with this one where you can montage it and it works.
Yeah, because I feel like in the play we don't get to see Negro Day, really. Like, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
that's
movie, we
true.
got to see it.
Yeah.
Like, how it's supposed to
Yeah.
look and
Yeah.
how different it is from the usual corny comedy.
And I
Oh my
love
god, the
that
nappy, the nappy.
Oh, God, I love how Queen Latifah was just like,
like, what?
nappy head.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can just move on.
I also love that little moment where she's like, they wrote the song, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So you also
She's like, how dare you?
Yeah, you see more of why the animosity, aside from the, the obvious animosity that you're separating these people, but then the added insult of like taking someone's song that they wrote and saying that they can't perform it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really quickly going back to Lady's Choice. I liked in the Hairspray live that they gave it to Corny Collins.
Yes, I agree, too. I thought that was really nice.
I thought that
wanted
was
to
nice
say
too, considering that the kid who played Link was not a great singer. So,
I thought it made more sense too.
I mean, let's be honest.
Oh,
yeah.
And then
was
you
a
have him
moment they
there,
had.
and then you have him there with like the guitar, and he's not playing it. He's like beating on it and then tossing it around
Yes.
him. And my boyfriend who plays guitar was like, "Really? Just don't have the guitar."
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Alice? Sorry.
No, and it's okay. I was gonna say that in the live show, it made more sense that Corny Collins would sing it because having Link on a stage in the middle of the high school was kind of like,
Yeah.
what is the
What?
point? I went like that. Even like rewatching it, I'm like, what was the connection of having him like almost perform at this school? That kind of was like a lost
is
cause for
weird.
me.
Yeah, I
It
was
was
like, what?
It's just a little awkward for me to
Yeah.
have Corny Collins do it because I was like, oh, dude, you're a grown man. You're singing to high school students. It's weird.
That is
Yeah, but
weird.
if you think about it, like, he's not that much. He's not supposed
Yeah,
to be
he's
that
not
much
supposed
older.
to be that much older, but
and like
because I'm
women
thinking of
and
Depp.
as girls, like I fangirled over like
Of
Johnny
course.
Depp and
Of course.
Brad Pitt and all them,
But,
and like
like-
they're much older. So like when you say that, like I'm the lady's choice, like I think it makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense of him singing it to them. It's just weird because he's like dancing with them and kind of like getting all real
Oh,
close.
okay,
and I was
that
like,
part, yeah, that
And
part,
then you're
that
like,
part.
wait, here's this.
I think
Yeah.
it's just saying.
No, that's what I meant. Because like him singing it, because that was great. I mean, I
Yeah.
love it. It was just awkward for me because I was like, if Becca, let's say, was 15, and then what is it, Daniel Huff? Did I say that right?
Derek.
Derek
Derek.
Huff. Sorry, Derek Huff was dancing with you, which he's technically what, in his mid-20s. Like it's not like
I think
that.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
I
Derek
know you'd be
Huff is wildly talented.
Yeah,
can
I know
just
that's
add?
fine.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying that's cool.
Crazy.
It's just that, like if parents were watching that,
Yeah.
they'd
You're
be
gonna
like,
say before though.
I understand.
You had your little finger up in the air.
I was gonna say,
She's like, I'm really 15.
no, I was gonna say I wouldn't mind have James Marsden singing that in the movie. That would have been
that would've
really
been great.
awesome.
Especially because of the
lady's
setting it was.
choice.
He is my choice.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Again, not a problem. It was just the older sister in me. If it was like reverse, I would have been like, awkward.
That makes sense. Totally.
And then we had Big Blonde and Beautiful Reprise, which
Nope.
I didn't like because I
Nope.
didn't like what it
We didn't
did
need
with
it.
the storyline.
We didn't need it.
Yeah.
It wasn't
And then we
necessary.
had Come So Far, Got So Far to Go, which
Yeah.
I will. Okay, I'm gonna make an apology because during the live show I said these were both new songs, which I know they aren't new songs. I was just being new to the musical because
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
not in the original musical.
They're not.
That's what I meant by that. If anyone's watching that, watch that.
If anyone's really a stickler for that.
I mean,
So yeah, and that one was fun. It was at the end.
yeah, it was in the credits.
Yeah, you're good. I want to know, me and Jacque already said our Diva songs last week. We have this little thing we do on here where it's like our Diva song. It's our song that we just sing out no matter where we are from the show. Like if we were in the car, in the shower, whatever. So
Oh my gosh.
You're basically your favorite song from the show that you like to sing.
This
From
makes
this
me
one.
so happy because I have a problem with singing Good Morning Baltimore. Like, I don't know why, but I just will, like,
mean, she
just start
belts.
every morning. I'll just be like, not every morning, that's a little dramatic, but like, yeah, I'll just make up,
Every
Good
morning.
morning. Like, literally, no. But like, sometimes when I tell my family and my friends it's kind of bad, I have, like, theater, just like blurt outs. I can't help it, and I'll just sing a song.
I don't think
and
that's a problem.
Good
Yeah.
Morning Baltimore, and then like You Can't Stop the Beat. My roommates make fun of me because when we watch the live show, they're like, I know this song because Allie sings it in the shower every night. So that's Good Morning Baltimore for me, and You Can't Stop the Beat. Those are mine, hands down.
Alexis?
Mine is definitely I Know Where I've Been. I've sang it in church before, so that's always kind of my go-to song for sure.
It's a really beautiful
I'm not blonde, but I will sing Big Blonde and Beautiful till the day I die. I don't care if I'm a stick. I will still sing it because it's great.
And Becca, I have a feeling I know what yours is going to be, but
Without Love.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
yes.
coming on
Yeah.
my
she was talking to me about it the other day about how much she loved that song.
I'm
so
obsessed
It's
with
great.
it. It's
That
so
is a good song.
It's
That's
great.
like if I'm like in
And-
no, guys, sorry.
And You Can't Stop the Beat.
Yeah.
I will get up and dance to that in any moment of the
for
day, even though
sure.
I'm not a good dancer.
Who cares? That's the whole point.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
That's why it's your diva song. It doesn't mean it's a actual diva song. You're not an actual diva.
Yeah.
You're just like diva-ing out to it because whatever.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you think you're a good singer when you're singing those songs.
I
Like,
think I'm a
I
diva
have
when
that
I'm
problem.
singing those songs.
Done.
Let's talk a little bit. I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but like a little tiny bit about the dance numbers as opposed to the stage version.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why I didn't mind this director, because I know that's what he does. He does dance numbers. It's great. I mean, even though I like, what's the name of the director that does Chicago? Rob Marshall. I think he should just stick to musical plays, because that Pirates movie was terrible, sir. But
It was a terrible
it wasn't
movie.
terrible, sir. But Chicago, 9, all of those films, fantastic. And I feel like if he was able to take Hairspray and make it his own, it would have been totally different. But those dance numbers were insane. He took a bunch of people from So You Think You Can Dance who didn't maybe make the finale, put them in the musical, and they had jobs after that. Like, that's huge.
I really
So,
did like the dance
great.
numbers in this, and I like, like with close camera options, you can see stuff, like manipulate stuff better than you can on stage sometimes. So I really did enjoy the dance.
The dance numbers were very impressive. I mean, I will say that as much as I am annoyed with Adam Shankman as like for his directorial choices, I do believe that he's an excellent choreographer.
Yeah.
And it shows. It shows here in this movie.
I feel like the dancing for me, it was like, why did I ever not have dance lessons? Like, I just like, I'm just watching their dance moves because they're all so crazy talented, and the way that they move is so smooth. And
To make it seem effortless.
yeah, especially like Seaweed. His dancing is just like you're just. Like jaw drop. So for me, it just made me want to. I'm like, okay, maybe I should just get dance lessons now because this is like.
I feel
so
like that every time I go to the theater.
Right. when you leave like a musical performance, you're just like, what is life? Like, I want to be like them.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna try this dance move they were doing. It looked so easy on the stage.
And yours looks nothing.
You're like,
Yeah.
Let's talk about some changes they made between the stage and the screen. So we have, I put in I Can Hear the Bells because they took it out of the studio and they put it in the school, which I miss the choreography personally. I like the
Yeah, where everyone's kind of the bell that comes back
little
up.
freeze,
Yeah.
freeze
Great.
moment with the bell.
Yeah.
But I think it made sense more with when you're doing a movie and you're trying to have, I guess, the narrative kind of flow better. There are a lot of things that are very stagey about that I Can Hear the Bells number when you see it on stage. And so I felt like this made more sense than having him like freeze as she's like singing to him.
Yeah.
It's still my favorite.
It's more, it made more sense to me. I
The
will
only
say that.
part I didn't like about it was the creepiness in the bathroom.
that was a little strange. I forgot
very
about
true.
that.
I was like, girl, you got some issues. You got to back
So
up.
in my brain, I was thinking that like maybe she wasn't actually there. She was just all in her head, but it was just really strange because she was just like,
You're just like
Yeah.
waiting for someone
No,
to look
get
up and be like,
yep.
I love when Amanda Bynes Penny, she like when Tracy grabs the guy and throws him against the locker, she's like, I'm sorry. Just
Yeah,
get off.
yeah. It's just like in like the live one where Ariana Grande is just kind of walking around, just like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So I like that Penny's involved in her
Yeah.
fantasies, but not.
yeah, it's
really.
like she understands her to a level that she's like knows what's happening.
Yeah, she's like, all right, let's
like,
calm
ugh.
down.
Yeah.
Let's calm down.
And then we also had, which I think is the biggest mistake ever, Tracy not going to jail.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
weird.
I think it's such a pivotal moment of the play.
but it's true.
Like,
Yeah.
I think because it shows like such a huge thing. Like she got sent to jail for this, that she's willing to stand up for their cause.
Yeah.
That much, and
So
it's
much.
part of it's her
It shows
cause
what
too.
she's willing to do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thought it was strange that they decided, let's just put her in Penny's mom's basement. I'm like, Penny's mom should go to jail because she's putting children in her basement.
That's true.
No, anybody feel
Yeah.
her. I don't know.
Which then spurned the changing of Without Love, because now we have 3 of the characters together, but for some reason we now because Link can't save her from jail,
He's singing to a picture
frame that is singing back to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what drugs were you on?
Yeah, like really.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, I know you're not eating any of Mrs. Turnblad's food right now, so it can't be her. You had that random candy bar under her pillow, which was also kind of creepy, and it just didn't make sense. And I agree with Jacque, where it's like a Harry Potter film, but terrible, where she's just like, I'm gonna sing to you, and then freeze.
It was just a straight
Magic.
I just really didn't like that they were singing this song about love, and they're all finally with each other, and they're all finally like giving out their emotion and feelings towards
And
each
poor
other.
Zac
And two of the main characters that are in love are not together.
Yeah.
He's having ham with Mrs. Turnblad.
Yeah.
You don't
What is
happening?
That's love.
But you know, like then it doesn't make as much sense at the ending that they're together.
No, of course.
Because
Yeah.
we never had that moment where they like came together and were like, you know what, this is how we feel about each other, and I don't care, and we're gonna be
Yeah.
together.
It was weird.
It's like, nope, we're just dancing together now.
Yeah.
Cool.
You get no sense of the relationship that way.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
weird.
And then we also have, we already talked, I'm not going to talk about Ed and Wilbur's marriage because we already talked about it. We added teens to the council, and I only put this down because during the live one I was like, I feel like there's more names. And then
Yes, there was a few.
when I watched the movie, I was like, there's more names in this too.
Yeah, there are.
Because after, in the Broadway show, after he's, what is it, Luann, then
Yeah.
he goes Link.
Yeah.
So there's like
Yeah.
an extra like 6 people. And I was
Yeah,
just
it goes
like, what?
Mikey, Vicky,
There are so
Mikey,
many.
Vicky, Becky, something, and then Doreen, and I was like, why do we have twins on this movie?
Why do their parents name them so similar?
Doreen.
It's funny because when I obviously like was a fan of the movie first, because that was the first thing I saw, and then seeing it live, I was like, wait, where are the twins? So for me, as like that being
Yeah,
my first thing, I was like, wait, that was what I was looking for, because I was like
So-
listening to all the names, and then I was waiting for the twins, and then they weren't.
I was like,
where
okay.
are Noreen and Doreen?
I was in things like about to be like and then it kept going. I was like, what?
Yeah, you're like, wait.
Yeah. So I think it's funny how the movie and the play can like completely change people's opinions, because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I didn't see my girls on there, or
Yeah.
like, oh wow, that was really fast. There was only like 6 people. So just like with the live version where we had from the movie, we had this giant gym full of people, and then in the live version you had the exact same people in this giant gym. So it was just kind of like, are these all the students?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
what happened? So like, I just think it's funny how the movie can change your vision on stuff because of the fact that
sure.
you can have a bunch of extras and put them in the background to look like a bunch of students, and then in the play you're like, yeah, it's just 6
you
people.
don't have as much money
You don't
in
have
a
as much
play.
money for
Yeah.
a play. Yeah. So it's cool to see people's opinions after that. Yeah.
And then I want to talk a little bit. I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to mention it. You guys can go look it up if you want. It's on Wikipedia. There was going to be a sequel to this film that they were going to make that was canceled. You can go look up the storyline. We're not going to get into it, but I just wanted to mention it.
I'm very intrigued now. I'm gonna go look it up because I want to know what the sequel is gonna be about.
Well, it's never going to be about anything now because it.
But you can
Oh
only
yeah, sorry. What it was going to be about.
Yeah.
Go look it up and let us know what you guys think
For
in the
sure.
comments below of that sequel, and if you think it should have been made or if you agree with their decision to cancel it.
Speaking of sequels, I saw a comment about after Hairspray Live of someone like responding to the official Twitter, and they're like, "No, I want a Hairspray Live too." I'm like,
Okay.
We kind of finished the story.
I'm like, we get it. They're together. That's good.
Okay, so now I'm going to go into our news section. I'm going to start this off really fast with a video that we have. I want to do this because we're going to support our coworkers. We have an engineer, James, who recently got married, and we also always want to support creativity
Heck yeah.
and dramatic and theatricalness. He had this dance that he and his
love
wife, their first dance,
Oh
that
my
they
God, it's so
staged
adorable.
It is
and
so
learned. They choreographed a dance for it,
That's
and he
amazing.
edited it together. So we're gonna just play it on our show, just
Yes.
to shout out some love to him.
"We love James."
Love you, James. Oh man, I love it so much.
Oh my gosh, I already love it.
No, you're.
It's like that dress is beautiful.
Yeah, her dress was
It's
amazing.
so cute.
While we're getting that, okay, we got it.
Oh my god, so damn cute.
Oh my god.
Cute. This is adorable. I'm very pro choreographed numbers at weddings. I like that.
It just shows that you put a lot of effort
Yeah.
in, and it's fun for your audience.
Yeah.
so cute. I hate it.
That's so cute.
You just gotta wait for the ending's the best part. That you gotta wait for the ending.
Yeah, I know. The ending is my favorite part.
That dress though, like
It's
fab.
gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. This is gonna make me cry, guys.
So, for my future husband, watch it.
Right? I like musical dance numbers. That's actually something I always ask them, like, do you like Broadway? And they're like, no.
I
I'm
give
like,
him
see ya.
props for that because that dress is probably
Do you know how to sing?
Yeah.
Literally, I have tears in my eyes.
This is the best part. Wait.
Yeah.
You think it's the end? It's not.
I know, but I just like to. Yep.
That's really cute. They were so cute.
So adorable.
I love it.
So shout out to James, our engineer, who made an amazing video and took the guts and everything to do it in front of all of his family and friends. I love it. Do you have his Twitter handle, Alexis? If you have
Yes,
people
it's
on
Jimbo
that
in the
chat?
booth.
Yeah, Jimbo in the booth.
Jimbo in the booth? At Jimbo in the booth? Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jimbo in the booth if you want to go tell him that you loved his video, that you liked his video, whatever you want to tell him. Go there and let him know. So we just have a couple news things. I'm going to skip Hairspray Live because we pretty much just talked about it. Yeah. So we have Bye Bye Birdie Live coming up next year, which I found interesting because it's kind of very similar to Hairspray in some aspects. It's it's, it's an Elvis-y teenage girl. There's very different in some aspects, but it's also similar. I thought it was
There's
an interesting
no real,
choice to follow up.
race mentions though in
There is
Bye
with
Bye
this-
Birdie, really?
Yeah, the Spanish. His mom not being okay with her being Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember that being a big thing though.
It wasn't like huge.
It wasn't as
but
big. No,
it's just
it's still
in it.
there, and
Yeah.
it just is it's a similar time period play. It's a similar campiness.
But it's literally
play.
about Elvis. I mean, this is literally like Conrad Birdie is literally supposed to be Elvis coming back from the war
Yes.
No, leaving for the war.
or leaving for the war.
I just thought it was an interesting choice to follow up with Hairspray. I thought that
Yeah.
you'd want to maybe get a little bit of a different
Hairspray
genre.
to me was one of the best live
thought-
shows that
I
there has
agree
been.
I
completely.
do. I think it was my favorite.
Yeah.
Same. Because I remember
Followed
being...
by Grease. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hairspray
true.
and Grease are the two.
Because I remember watching...
I liked The Wiz too, but like
I
Peter
didn't-
Pan and Sound of Music.
Oh my! I was just gonna say I remember weeks beforehand. I was like Peter Pan.
I
Peter
was so
Pan!"
excited
I
for
talked
Peter
about it to
Pan.
my friends, to my family. I was so
I was so
excited.
excited.
I remember turning it on, like amped up, because Peter Pan's like literally one of my
is my
favorites. It
favorite.
was the first show I've ever seen live. Literally, I was so
It was
disappointed.
very
and like
disappointing.
and I am not discouraging anyone who did like it, like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing, and this is what these things are for, is for people to either discover these things or to have your own opinions and decisions on them. It's just, for me, it was
Yeah, no, completely. I think that everybody did great in their own individual way, but personally, as someone that has seen things like live before and someone as a huge fan, I was kind of just like taken aback, I guess you could say. But I mean, they're all very talented. It's not taking away the credit from them, but it was just very different than what I was expecting.
I feel Hairspray Live worked. Like
Yeah.
as a live musical,
It
I felt
did.
everybody worked
And
well
I think they did
together.
it-
I felt it worked,
they
even though
did
it
it
had
well
sound issues.
with making it very much like the stage production, with down to the costumes and the dance numbers, and the way that they did everything was. You're not going to go see the stage version, and like there's going to be some differences, but it's not going to be vastly different.
And they seem to be hip to the fact that people will still watch this if you cast an unknown, which is something that happened with The Wiz as well. It's like they have.
I would rather
roles-
have an unknown that can sing well and act well than a big star that can.
Right.
Well, I like having the unknown too, because it's like you obviously have a supporting cast of people that we all know about.
Yeah.
And I think it's really exciting to have that opportunity to have someone completely new really shine and have their foot in the door. And
Yeah.
I think that Maddie did an amazing job, you know, as a newcomer. And this was her first thing.
like her first
Yeah,
thing.
first thing
Yeah.
ever. I mean, she's so
Yeah.
young, but yeah, I think that's exciting for me. I like seeing someone new. And
I wonder, like, had it been flipped and, like, Nikki was in the live version and Maddie was in the movie, how, like, it would have compared, like, both
Yeah.
yeah.
the movie and
Interesting.
the live version. That's what I was thinking at the beginning when we were talking about Nikki. I was like, if she were in the live version and then Maddie was in the movie,
Like
how would it be different?
Or would it have
Or-
not been?
yeah, would it have worked better or...
Interesting.
The last bit of news we have today is it was announced last week that they're going to remake a Little Shop of Horrors film for Warner Brothers. And I just have a test not a test. I just have a fun game for everybody, I guess, where I encourage you to, in our comments below, cast who you think would be good in a movie about Little Shop of Horrors now. That would work now, because obviously we can't use the same cast as the
Were they saying
80s.
if it was a musical or not? Because it wasn't clear in the article to me whether or
I
not
thought it was a musical, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't.
But let's cast
I
it
don't
as if
know.
it were a musical.
Okay.
I could only come up with one person so far, and that is Jermaine from Flight of Conchords would be a great dentist.
Oh,
Yeah,
Great
he
dentist.
would. He would.
I like that. I picked for the dentist. I picked. Gosh, I have a lot of people up here.
I liked him in Moana as the crab.
Yeah, he was hysterical.
Oh my gosh.
I picked a lot of different people. I thought our favorite, Aaron Tveit would be really funny being the dentist. I think he'd have a lot of fun with that. Because I mean, he's already played Danny in Grease, but I think he'd be fine. But I have like a long list, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I know we gotta cut it short because we gotta wrap right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, go in our comment section and let us know who you think would be good. Maybe next week we'll try to
Oh, this is
come
our
up with a
last show
list.
of the year.
Oh, it is their last show of the
Yeah.
year. Sorry guys, it's our last show of the year. We will see you next year. We'll put in our comment section too who we think.
We're doing Hedwig next year.
Yeah, we'll be
so-
doing Hedwig.
Oh, it's perfect for the new year.
There's gonna be a bunch of great things coming up. Make sure you follow us on Broadway Be Down on Twitter, at Broadway Breakdown on Facebook. Comment, rate, subscribe. Go to iTunes too if you're listening on this and subscribe. Where can we find you guys one last time?
You can find me over social media and over the holidays at atorres890. That's all over all social media, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Because I'll be vlogging my travels during the holidays and stuff like that, and also playing video games so you guys can play with me. It'll be fun.
I'm 123 Jackie B on Twitter and Instagram, and Jackie B123 on Snapchat.
And I'm Allie Nasta on Twitter and Allie Girl on Instagram.
I'm Becca B Talks TV on Instagram and Twitter.
And I'm Phipps14 on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find me later tonight at 8 p.m. on our sister network, AfterBuzz TV, talking about the mid-season finale of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. So check me out there. See you next year, guys.
Bye!
Yeah.
Producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.